Every single day, somewhere high above the clouds, a fighter jet cuts through the sky at incredible speed. Powerful, fast, and built with unbelievable precision. Very few people ever stop to ask one important question. How is a machine like this actually made? Because behind every fighter jet, there is more than metal and technology. There are thousands of human hands. Engineers working late into the night. Workers standing for hours inside massive factories. Robots moving with machine precision. While humans make the final decisions that machines still cannot make. Today, we are going deep inside one of the most advanced manufacturing systems on Earth to witness the incredible journey of how fighter jets are built, from raw metal to a fully completed aircraft. This is not just a factory process. This is human intelligence, engineering, sacrifice, and teamwork at the highest level. Modern fighter jets are among the most complicated machines ever created by humans. A single aircraft can contain
The stress distribution here is critical. We need to optimize the spar design.
Agreed.
The simulation shows a 15% drag reduction.
Look at the flow separation on the upper surface.
Right. Let's adjust the camber.
Absolute precision. Because at thousands of feet above the ground, there is no room for mistakes. These aircraft are designed to survive extreme heat, extreme pressure, and extreme speed. But despite all the advanced robotics inside these factories, human skill still remains one of the most important parts of the entire process.
Tell me about it. The deadline's in 6 hours.
We
One more
are
module.
about to see
We got this.
why. Before a single piece of metal is touched, everything begins inside highly secure engineering labs. Here, aerospace engineers spend years designing the aircraft digitally before it ever becomes real. Every curve of the fighter jet is carefully calculated. Even the smallest angle can affect speed, fuel efficiency, aerodynamics, and pilot safety. Advanced computer simulations test how air flows across the aircraft body at supersonic speed. Engineers analyze heat resistance, stealth capabilities, radar visibility, and structural strength. Some tests take weeks just to perfect a single component. For many engineers, this is more than just a job. It is a responsibility. Because one day, someone's life may depend on the aircraft they are designing today. Once the design is approved, the manufacturing process finally begins. Massive shipments of titanium, aluminum alloys, carbon fiber, and high-strength steel arrive at the factory. These materials are chosen because fighter jets must remain both lightweight and incredibly strong. Giant robotic cutting machines begin shaping the metal with laser precision. Sparks explode across the factory floor as CNC systems carve aircraft components down to microscopic accuracy. The sound of machines echoes throughout the building. But even in this world of advanced automation, human eyes remain critical. Skilled workers inspect every single component carefully, because even the smallest defect could become dangerous once the aircraft reaches extreme altitude and speed. Now, the fighter jet slowly begins to take shape. Workers and robotic systems come together to build the airframe, the skeleton of the aircraft. Massive cranes lift heavy sections into position, while engineers guide every movement carefully. Thousands of rivets connect the aircraft panels together. Robotic riveting systems work with incredible speed. But final inspections are still done by human technicians. Every measurement must be perfect. Inside the wings, workers install hydraulic systems, wiring, fuel tanks, and flight control mechanisms. For many workers, this process becomes part of their life for years. Some spend decades mastering a single section of aircraft assembly, because perfection here is not optional. Deep inside another section of the factory, engineers begin building the heart of the fighter jet, the engine. These engines are among the most powerful machines ever created by humans. Turbine blades are manufactured using advanced heat-resistant superalloys. During operation, some parts become hotter than volcanic lava. Robotic polishing systems smooth each blade to perfection. Even tiny imperfections can reduce engine efficiency. Workers carefully assemble compressors, turbines, combustion chambers, and exhaust systems piece by piece. Finally, the engine enters a massive testing chamber. Then suddenly, the silence disappears. The engine ignites with a deafening roar. Flames blast from the exhaust while engineers monitor pressure, vibration, and temperature. Every person inside the control room understands the pressure of this moment. Years of work are being tested in just a few seconds.
Next comes one of the most sensitive stages of the entire process: building the cockpit. This small space will eventually become the pilot's control center thousands of feet above the Earth. Advanced flight computers, radar systems, communication equipment, and targeting technology are installed carefully by hand. Miles of wiring pass through the aircraft body. Technicians spend hours connecting systems so precisely that even a tiny mistake could cause failure later. The ejection seat is installed next, a system designed to save a pilot's life during emergencies. Nearby, workers carefully lower the transparent canopy into place, strong enough to survive extreme pressure and incredible speed. Every component inside the cockpit carries enormous responsibility, because one day, a real human life may depend on it.
For stealth aircraft, one of the most secretive stages now begins: the stealth coding process. Workers wearing protective suits carefully apply radar-absorbing materials across the aircraft's surface. Every layer must be perfectly controlled. Even slight imperfections can affect stealth performance. Giant robotic paint systems move around the aircraft with smooth precision. Human inspectors examine every inch carefully under bright lights. Slowly, the fighter jet transforms from raw metal into a finished aircraft. And for many workers, seeing the completed aircraft for the first time is an emotional moment, because they know exactly how much effort stands behind it. Now comes the stage where everything finally comes together. The engine is installed into the fuselage. Landing gear systems, sensors, hydraulics, electronics, and flight controls are connected one by one. Teams of engineers work together in complete synchronization. Inside this factory, experience matters just as much as technology.
Okay, let's run
One
the fuselage
missing bolt,
checklist.
one loose connection could risk the
Wiring
life of the
harness checked
pilot who
out.
flies this aircraft
Good,
someday.
marking it complete.
That pressure follows every worker throughout the assembly process, because this machine is not just a product. It is a responsibility carried by thousands of people.
Before the fighter jet can fly, it must survive some of the most extreme testing imaginable. Computers scan the aircraft for structural weaknesses. Hydraulic systems are tested repeatedly.
She's
Radar
perfect, ready to
systems,
soar.
navigation
rivet
systems,
attestament to our
electronics,
skill.
and flight
Inspections
controls all
confirmed,
undergo
mission ready.
detailed inspection. Engineers simulate
Final assembly is
vibration,
complete.
extreme
Magnificent
weather,
achievement.
and combat level
Specs are
stress.
perfect. It's ready
The
for testing.
landing gear is
Outstanding
tested
work.
thousands of
Truly
times.
outstanding.
Even the
Initiating
canopy
full
must
radar
survive
cross-section
high-speed
scan.
bird
Handheld
strike
readings are
testing.
stable. Standing by.
Every test
Look for
pushes the
spikes in the
aircraft
mid-band.
closer
Negative.
to real-world
Profile is clean.
conditions.
Stealth is
Because
intact.
reliability here is not just important, it can mean survival.
Finally, after years of engineering and manufacturing, the moment arrives.
The completed fighter jet rolls slowly out of the assembly hangar. Workers stop to watch quietly. For many of them, this aircraft represents years of their life. The pilot climbs into the cockpit. Final systems are checked. Then, suddenly, the engine ignites! A powerful roar shakes the air around the factory. Heat waves ripple behind the aircraft as engineers watch carefully. Slowly, the fighter jet begins moving toward the runway. Then, within seconds, the aircraft accelerates with incredible force and lifts into the sky for the very first time. Years of engineering, thousands of workers, millions of parts, all united in one extraordinary machine. People often imagine factories as cold places filled only with machines, but behind every fighter jet, there are human stories. Workers missing sleep to meet deadlines. Engineers solving problems that once seemed impossible. Technicians checking the same connection again and again because they know someone's life may depend on their work. These aircraft are not built by machines alone. They are built with dedication, discipline, teamwork, precision, and human effort beyond imagination. From raw metal sheets to one of the most advanced flying machines on Earth, the journey of a fighter jet is truly incredible. It takes years of engineering, advanced robotics, skilled craftsmanship, and thousands of hardworking people to create just one aircraft. And when that fighter jet finally disappears into the sky, it carries more than technology. It carries the effort, responsibility, and dreams of every person who helped build it. If you enjoyed this journey inside the world of fighter jet manufacturing, subscribe for more incredible factory documentaries and continue exploring the amazing world behind the machines.
In the heat of the forge, sparks of innovation fly, welding dreams to reality. Every inspection, a promise of safety and unity, building the future.